Hello, everyone. We'll get started in just a minute. I'm just letting everybody get logged in here. Feel free to say hi in the chat. The chat is open for the time being. Would love to hear where everyone's coming in from. Stephen, I feel like you might be the only one here from the Netherlands, but that's just a hunch. All right. I think people have gotten logged in. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this music and kind of get us started here. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm so glad you could start your morning with us, Stephen. It's so good to see you here. I'll try not to be too loud. Oh, PM, sorry. I assumed AM. I don't know why. But either way, your evening. I'm glad you're finishing out your workday with us. But to everyone here, welcome to our session today on personalization for professional learning. We're excited to have everyone join us. So before we do get started, I do want to let you know just a few housekeeping items. Closed captions are available, so feel free to turn them on or off, depending on your needs. And please use the Zoom Q&A box for any questions that you have throughout today's session. We will do our best to answer any questions during the session, but if you don't see your answer while we're together, just be sure to check the Q&A report that we'll send in the follow-up email. Today's session is being recorded and will be posted on the Bright Ideas for Upskilling YouTube playlist, and you can expect to see that video posted within a week. And then in the coming days, we will send all registrants an email with a link to that playlist, a copy of the slide deck, which contains additional resources, and once again, a copy of that Q&A from today. So let's kick things off with our agenda. So we're going to start with some introductions and clarifying some common terms. If y'all have been here before, apologies for the repeats. But from there, we'll talk about personalization in Brightspace. And after that, I will show you these tools in a live demonstration, which is everyone's favorite part. And to wrap up, we will leave time for questions, a discussion, and I will point you towards some additional resources. So my name is Victoria Fulgencio, and I am a customer enablement specialist here at D2L. Essentially, my job is to help customers like you make the most of your Brightspace tools. Joining me are my colleagues Christina and Alvaro, who will be supporting the session by answering any questions that you have in that Q&A chat. Before we get too far, let's align on just some quick terms. D2L is the company that we work for. Brightspace is our product, a learning management system. And depending on where you work, your organization might actually call Brightspace by a different name. Although your LMS might go by a different name, as long as you're here, then it likely refers to Brightspace. And then we have Brightspace Community, which is D2L's free online website where members can find great teaching and learning information, share best practices, and connect with other professionals who are using Brightspace. All right. So let's talk about what can be personalized in Brightspace and why. So personalization isn't just about changing colors or layouts. It's also about helping professional learners succeed in ways that align with their goals, their schedules, and experience levels. These learners are often balancing learning with a full-time job. So relevance, flexibility, and efficiency really are everything. That's where personalized content really shines. So using tools like release conditions, you can tailor your what your learners see based on their progress or performance. If someone demonstrates mastery early, they can skip ahead to more advanced material. Or if someone needs more additional support, they can get targeted resources. And all of this is without the clutter of content that doesn't apply to them. Brightspace also makes it easy to customize learning activities to fit different professional contexts. So you might have one learner submit a case study from their workplace, while another records a video reflection about applying course concepts on the job. You can adjust timelines to reflect real-world deadlines or cycles, and this is really where that flexibility piece comes in. Whether you're designing a certification program, onboarding path, or upskilling initiative, Brightspace gives you the tools to personalize learning in ways that are meaningful, scalable, and professional learner friendly. So let's talk about some tools that you can leverage for personalization. These are just a handful of them, so this isn't the uh, most number here, but starting with release conditions. Release conditions can allow you to control what content is shown based on each learner's actions. So, for example, if someone aces a pre-assessment, you can then set the course up to skip them past all the basics and move them right into the more advanced content. Or if someone completes a particular module, a follow-up resource or quiz can unlock. It's a great way to keep the experience relevant and streamlined. Next, we have intelligent agents. I won't go into these too much today since Christina went over them last month, but intelligent agents are like automated assistants that watch what learners are doing or not doing and respond accordingly. They can send a personalized nudge if someone hasn't logged in for a while, or even a congratulations message after completing a module. If you want to learn more about creating intelligent agents, I do recommend watching our recording of engagement for professional learners that we had last month. Now, personalization is only effective if you can track how it's working. So analytics really are key. Brightspace offers tools like class progress, content reports, and even Data Hub to help you see who's thriving, who might be falling behind, and where content might need to be adjusted. We won't have time to get into those tools today, but we are hoping to do more with those tools in the future. And then another layer of personalization is around recognition and feedback. Brightspace allows you to tie your content to real-world competencies, award badges or certificates, which is something else we talked about last month, and provide rich feedback using rubrics or even video. These help learners understand the value of what they're doing and how it connects back to their career growth. There's even a new release condition that we'll show today that allows you to release content, awards, or intelligent agents based on outcome achievement. So you can easily recognize learners based on their achievement of those skills as well. And then our last tip for this slide is to just give learners choices. You guys probably figured that out with my flexibility question. But whenever possible, offer content in multiple formats. That can be video, PDFs, podcasts. Let learners move at their own pace, or give them the chance to work on like a capstone project that's more relevant to their role. The more control that they have, the more engaged they'll be. So let me jump back into this poll before we move on. I see a few folks here actually have a very flexible platform, so that's really awesome. I'm going to end the poll here, and I don't know if I can see the details here of that last question, but would really love to. It looks like for personalization, what comes to mind for folks is learning, courses, the ability to self-assess and self-determine what courses to take. That's awesome. The ability to choose a path that meets their needs. Courses targeted for specific groups. All of these are awesome answers. I don't have time to go through all of them, but thank you guys for sharing all of that. So let's go into our Brightspace platform for today. Let's see. Making sure I'm pulling up all the right slides. So, we are in our workplace wellness course, and I am going to start everybody off with just something really simple that you can do to personalize a course for all learners. And this is called replace strings. Um, at the top here in our banner, you'll see that our workplace wellness course welcomes me by name. I'm sure many of you guys already know what these are, but I know for myself, I didn't realize you could use replace strings anywhere besides the course banner for a while. Uh, we can actually see down in our announcement here that we have a Welcome to the Workplace Wellness course, Victoria, as well. So you can see that this announcement is calling me out by name. To get a list of replace strings, we can actually visit a community page that lists all the replace strings, where you can put them and everything. But what I like to do is a little bit of self-exploration. Um, so to get my replace strings, I will go into the customized banner text here and click on this What Replace Strings Can I Use button. This will pop out with kind of a new window with all of these different replace strings here. And thank you, Christina, for sending that list to the chat. I am going to leave this window open um, because you might want to use it later. So if you're following along, definitely keep that open. Don't press this close button yet. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and cancel here and go into our announcements. So for those who aren't familiar with announcements, announcements are a great place to communicate key updates, highlight new resources or certification opportunities. And for recurring courses, announcements can be reused and automated to cut down on those emails and repetitive tasks. So now that we're in our announcement, you can see once again that this has the Welcome to the Workplace Wellness course, Victoria. And we can see that it's a replace string and not just written in as Victoria by going into the announcement itself and seeing that first name option there. This will make it so anybody who logs in, whether it's Christina, Alvaro, Stephen earlier, any of you guys, if you logged into this course, it would say your name there and add that little touch of personalization. At this point, you're probably wondering, what replace strings can I even use in announcements? So what I did is I actually created an announcement here that is a little replace string test. You'll notice that this is in the draft stage, so students cannot see it, or learners, students. This is just visible for whoever is set to be like a teacher or administrator in this course. And you can see that I didn't just type in all of these things. I went ahead and just copied and pasted that entire list from earlier. Um, Copied and pasted this exact list here into here. Make sure that it is set as a draft, and you can really see what those individual replace strings turn into and which ones are available to use within the announcement space. Announcements aren't the only place where you can use replace strings, though. You can also use them in the content space. So let's jump into there. You can see here that I actually have that replace string test module down at the bottom again. And for our module, I once again copied and pasted here. But I also wanted to do a page test as well, just to see if they were the same. And you'll notice on the page itself, it actually doesn't let me use the replace string of role ID, role code, or role name. This is one of the reasons why I feel like it's important to go and test these things out yourself. Make sure that, once again, these are not visible to students or learners. So that way you can, do this in either your testing environment, or you can do this in a live environment. Just make sure that that's hidden for students. It's set as a draft. Some different ways that you might want to use replace strings are creating personalized welcome messages, sending reminders via those intelligent agents that we talked about last month, or using them for course templates, which I can show you here. In our start module, or our introductory module here, we have an option that says, a note that says, welcome to the Workplace Wellness course. Right now, this is really set for just this course. But if you attended our course design best practice course or session a few months back, you'll know that we'd like to create kind of course templates. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this page here. And if I wanted this introductory module to be templatized for any of our courses, whether it be onboarding or compliance courses, what I can do is change this workplace wellness wording here to the org unit name. So I can just paste that there. I'm going to make this bold just because I do like how that stands out there. This is the only thing I've changed. When I press save and close, you'll actually see that it looks the same. It looks like it just says workplace wellness course. But where that really matters is if I was to take this into a different compliance course or into a different onboarding course, it would then replace it with the other course name instead. So it saves you time from having to manually add in all of those course names. While we're in the content space, I do want to show you guys release conditions, which I know I'm using a lot of R tools today. But this course does have quite a number of release conditions. They are explained in this course expectation space, essentially, where students, if they receive 80% or greater on a quiz, they'll receive credit for achieving that learning outcome. If they get less, then they get more information, more content assignments. And you'll really see that in our stress at work space. So you'll see a pre-assessment, and then you can also see this additional content here with the eyeball with a gear behind it. This means that this content is only visible if conditions are met. And the same can be said for this congratulations message. We can see what conditions are here by clicking on that conditions option here and seeing that we have a couple different release conditions attached. If we wanted to say create a brand new release condition, we can press create here. And then you can see all of the different release condition options here that are available. They can be triggered by assessment activities, learning outcomes, like I mentioned earlier, checklists. There's really no limit to how you can use release conditions here. You can also browse what release conditions are already in your course. So you can just very easily go and select and reattach them to another content piece. If you don't have conditions already set up, you won't see that button there. To access them, you'll just click on the ellipses here and press View Release Conditions. There you can go and do the same workflow of creating something new or browsing through the course. And one quick note, you can also just make content optional for learners if you'd like to. So I know in this particular situation, we're using release conditions to really tailor the experience for everyone. But say you want material to be available for everyone, but not necessarily required. All you have to do is click on that particular activity or content piece and click the ellipses and click on set as optional. So I do want to show you guys what this looks like from the student perspective real quick before we really jump into the Q&A. So right here, I'm logged in as Janice Bowman. You'll see that it welcomes her as by name as Janice, both here and in this announcement. And you'll see when we go into the content piece that Janice doesn't have that congratulations option here. She doesn't have any of those additional materials. She only has these pre-assessments. So it wouldn't be until she took this pre-assessment and scored either 80% or above or 79% below, and that she would then receive either the congratulations or additional content modules. So if I was to start this quiz, I am just going to very quickly run through it. I bolded these here to make sure that Janice just really excels. But if I submit her quiz here, you'll see, awesome, your work's been saved, it's submitted. And when we go into here, you'll see that congratulations button has popped up. She has completed the module. She's, aced that pre-assessment. So that's just essentially what release conditions look like in action. So I'd love to show you guys some learning outcomes and some other tools as well, but I know we're running short on time. So I'm going to go back to the slides for now, and then we can really go into some of those things at a future session. So before we get into everything, we would love to hear from you. And we have created a post-session survey. So we'd appreciate if you could share your feedback on the session with us. Your feedback does help us to improve our offerings for future sessions. And I am working on finalizing those topics for the next round. So you can use the QR code on the screen or the link that Christina shared in the chat. And then we've also added a couple links on the slide that will provide information on our product idea exchange or PI process. So if you have any feedback regarding Brightspace itself, be sure to check those resources out. We also invite you to join the D2L Champions program. Being a champion gives you the opportunity to earn points for attending webinars, submitting blog posts, giving us reviews online. And then you can redeem those points for things like gift cards, D2L swag, and additional D2L services. So the link to be a champion will be in the chat as well. And this may have been your first webinar with us, but we do have more to come. Here's a look at what we have planned through February. And I do just want to highlight that I've added the Introduction to Achievement Plus session that's happening on December 5th. So if you're familiar with Achievement Plus, if you have it or are just curious about it, definitely attend that one then. And speaking of webinars, we also have our training team that hosts 2 monthly sessions for all Brightspace users. The first is a Q&A drop-in session where you can get your questions for Brightspace answered in real time. And then the second is focused on what's new in Brightspace using our release notes. I know we're using a lot of release, replace, and another release option here, so try not to confuse you guys. But these sessions do give you free access to our D2L training team that you might not get otherwise, so be sure to check them out if you're available. All right, so it is noon Eastern time. So I do want to go ahead and thank everybody for participating in the discussion and kind of sharing your experiences. It's really great to hear from you guys and see all that engagement in the chat. As a reminder, we will send you a copy or an email with a copy of the slide deck, the Q&A report, and that email will also have a link to that YouTube playlist and our post-session survey as well. So there are additional resources at the end of this deck that I have kind of here that review things that we talked about today. So be sure to check out the slide deck, click on all these additional links and everything as well. And if there's something that you saw today that you want to learn more about, we do encourage you to reach out to the Brightspace administrator at your district, not your district, sorry, at your organization, or search resources within Brightspace community. And yeah, I hope everybody has an enjoyable rest of their day, and we look forward to seeing you next month. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for your engagement, and looking forward to seeing you guys next soon.